Last year, almost a year ago, I got laid off from the company that I was working at. I could not find any job. I mean, job market is pathetic, as we all know. So I decided to do something of my own. I got interested and I signed up for his free sessions. I was completely, bought over. I just knew he was the right person that was going to help me learn about digital marketing.
Hello, Miss Aparna. How are we doing today?
I'm doing well, TJ. Good to see you.
Awesome, awesome. I'm glad we're getting a chance to talk. I know it's been a little bit since we got to sit
Absolutely.
down like this,
Yeah.
but I wanted to sit down today and kind of just be able to talk to you about the time that you've had since you joined our program, because I know you came to us wanting to get a little bit more in depth with social media marketing, specifically on the side of paid ads. So before we get too deep into it, I guess just give us a quick little about you. What made you get interested into social media marketing? What made you want to sign up with us? What were your goals? Tell me a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So I come from a almost 2 decades of experience in corporate communications. More recently, late October last year, almost a year ago, I got laid off from the company that I was working at. And then, I could not find any job. I mean, job market is pathetic, as we all know. So I decided to do something of my own. And a big part of it is I also understood, because I was in the marketing organization, I also understood the importance of understanding the basics of digital marketing. I'm a content creator. I've always been writing. And so, while that comes easy to me, but there's more to social media and, the digital marketing than just writing. And so I really wanted to learn the basics of, what the digital marketing, what is the marketing psychology, how does one interact with the client. So those were important considerations for me. Part of it was also to learn how paid ads are run. I did not know about it. And I think part of me joining the Rockstar Marketing Blueprint was really to understand how do you run a profitable ad campaign on platforms like Facebook and Instagram. As I was just scrolling through my phone, Rene's ad popped up on Facebook, and that got me interested. He has such a great personality, and he was talking about the money he made. And I was like, okay, well, here's an opportunity to at least learn. I was not looking to make money. I was more looking towards being financially sound, and I had to learn all the skills I possibly could to be
Absolutely.
able to establish myself as a core marketing digital marketeer. So I got interested and I signed up for his free session. I was completely bought over. I just knew he was the right person that was going to help me learn about digital marketing. One of the most valuable lessons, I think, when it comes to Rene, is really understands the marketing psychology. He understands and he really knows how to emphasize on how do you use the audience mindset, and that really helps in driving the ads that you're running and the campaigns that you're running. And that kind of helped me train and learn about how do you create a compelling ad campaign. The other thing that I really enjoyed, and I think that was paramount, and I hope this continues, is twice a week you have yourself and some other subject matter expert would come and answer the questions of your students. I think that is the biggest win for me, because I know, and it's a lifetime offering, and I know I
Yeah.
can come anytime to you guys with questions or concerns I may have if there is a change in the meta, which happens pretty often.
All the time. All the
So, I know that, you guys will be able to give me the answers to the questions that I have. And so, long story short, I think, based on what my background was, I thought this was a great opportunity for me to really learn the basics of social media marketing, particularly running profitable ads. I
That's
hope that
awesome.
answered the question.
I like it. And and it's important too. There's a few key things you pointed out there. Like number one, the grand focus that you had was like getting into the whole side of paid ads. But bottom line, I think, like you pointed out, the greatest resources and one of I think the most important resources that anybody can have is being able to come back to people who have experience in this, whether it's
Absolutely.
myself, whether it's Danny, whether it's Jason, people who are the subject matter experts and have done
Yeah,
either hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars in sales and experience in this stuff, able to
absolutely.
get those answers that that they've been through those situations. And like not
Right.
even just us, because like, yeah, sure, having the subject matter experts is great, but being in a community, right? Like how has like being in the
Exactly.
community helped out too? Because I mean, I think for many people getting into any type of entrepreneurship, never mind just social media marketing, but for most entrepreneurs, it's hard to find other people that are doing the type of stuff they're doing or even
Right.
understand the life that they're currently getting into because Many people are just very much like on that, like either whether it's corporate life or whether it's like regular 9 to 5, they're like, hey, go do my 40 hours, come home, relax, kick my feet up. And for an entrepreneur, it's a little bit different.
There is no timeline. For entrepreneurs. I mean, I work 6 to 7 days a week. Even on the weekends, I make sure that I'm there, I'm learning. And as long as you have a growth mindset and a learner's approach, I think that is very important. You
Yeah.
have to keep your mind open and you have to be ready to learn every single skill because you don't know what's going to come handy. I mean, hell, I mean, forget paid ads. I've been doing video editing. I've been learning so many different things and getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. I know video editing was never my skill set, but I'm doing that.
Mhm.
So all I want to say is, like, and you spoke about the community. Absolutely. Even though we come at from different levels, like,
Yep.
somebody's a starter, somebody's more evolved and has been here with the group for a long time, but the nobody is treated differently. That's what I really love about it. Like, everybody is, and you can talk to each other, you can make your own connections, you can work with each other, you can collaborate with each other. So there is, of course, there is that resource pool that is available. If you want to work with someone,
Absolutely.
in this group, you can really reach out and kind of partner with them. So I think there are so many advantages to having that. I have thoroughly enjoyed my time, and I know I'm going to keep coming back. So
Great.
yeah, it's just because I'm almost done with my course doesn't mean that I will not have questions in future. I bet I'm going to keep coming back and asking you questions, and on the 2 days that you have the classes.
Absolutely. And again, like that, I think that's the beauty of it is just being able to have that time where, like, if anything
Yeah,
does come up when you're working on a client or like you're getting ready to provide a new service that's maybe a little bit fuzzy to you, being able to come back to the people who have done it over and over again, or even other students in the group who are currently doing it now.
right.
I think that's a super helpful thing that we've been able to put together. And like I love the community aspect that we've built. So I'm glad
Yeah,
other people are enjoying it too.
absolutely.
And now, because I know you said, primarily you've been focusing mostly on the content side, right?
Mhm.
Even though originally you came in to learn on paid, right?
Right.
I think it's really cool that, we're able to put together an environment where you can learn all the different things of social media marketing because it is a whole laundry list of different things that you could provide, whether it's, say,
Absolutely.
Facebook ads, Google ads, TikTok, content
Yep.
creation. And it sounds to me like you've really kicked it off on the content creation side. So for
Right.
the clients that you've been working with, you've been doing more on the content side?
Organic, on the organic content side, it has been purely organic. I've never had the opportunity where my clients wanted to run ads, but I know in future that situation may also come where they will say, hey, I want to run ad because this particular content really worked and I want to reach out to certain target in the first 3 months. And because this was a new venture for me and it was a new playground, it is not a
Mhm.
corporate but a completely different playground for me. I wanted to test and learn, right? So there was that the first 3 months. When I launched my company was basically we had one client who was a esthetician, and we kind of, I wanted to be sure that there is, build that proof point, like, yeah, this is feasible.
Sure.
It's a viable business plan, and so it really, I spend my time building that foundation really, and trying to imbue and learn as many skills as possible. Now I have 3 clients who are all real estate agents, and these are high ticket clients.
I like it.
So yeah, and this is all organic. So if and that's why my first Google 5-star rating came from that first client. So I'm hoping that I will continue to build on the organic side.
Mhm.
But should somebody, one of my clients, have the need for paid ads, I know I will be ready. Right.
Mhm.
And so that's why you have to learn as many skills, as possible when you enter a digital marketing playground or, this kind of industry. I feel you have to be really, really good. Find whatever courses you can find. I know Rene has some other courses too. I might just come back and take those offerings.
Hey.
So I know Facebook ads, I'm pretty good at it.
Mhm.
LinkedIn, I'm really good at it. And my future goal is to do something on Instagram, like Instagram intensive course. So that way, you learn about the algorithms and blah, blah, blah. And of course, there is just so much out there, right? Everybody's trying to sell. And my goal for next year is to launch my own course. So,
I
so
like it.
one thing one step at a time.
Mhm.
Small steps, baby steps. But I've enjoyed learning. I think that having that, like I said, learning, approach and having a growth mindset is so critical when you are in this industry.
I agree. And I think that one of the cool things you pointed out too is that realistically, as an entrepreneur and as somebody who's running your own business, you can kind of pick and choose who
Mhm.
it is that you're going to work with based on what you feel comfortable with. Because
Right.
again, when you first started off with us, Facebook ads, that wasn't really your forte. That was something you were coming to learn. So while you were learning with us and while we were teaching you things like sales and outreach too, so you could go get the clients, you
Yep,
already had things that you had in your toolbox that you were good to go with.
exactly.
Add content. You're like, hey, look, you know what? Let me get on that. I can be able to offer content to my clients until I get good at Facebook ads. And now as my
Right.
clients progress, I have that next level offering to give them. You can
Absolutely.
scale them up, which is again, I think that's
Right.
some way to go about it. And I think
Yeah.
you've taken the right approach because I think a lot of people get caught up in the idea of like, oh, I want to get into online business because I want to be a millionaire tomorrow and I want to push a button and money's going to rain from the sky. And don't get me wrong, we'd all love that because heck, I'd push it every day and be retired tomorrow. But
Yeah.
that being said, taking the approach you have, I think you've gone about it in a really cool way. You're able to have these three clients now that you're crushing it with,
Well,
right?
three clients, and almost, I would say, four prospects. So,
Oh, so we got four more in the pipeline. We got
and
four more in
all
the
is
pipeline.
referral, all is referrals.
I like
And
it.
I'm trying to niche, like I use the word NAF, niche as fuck, because otherwise it's you can be like all over the place. People often ask me why only real estate, and I
Mm,
think number one, of course, they have the money.
sure.
Number two, I think once you specialize in a particular industry, you really get to
Yeah.
learn a lot of those, the basics of that, and that helps in your other clients too. So
Mm,
while I have like real estate agents, now I'm also venturing into mortgage lenders.
mm.
I'm also
Ooh.
venturing into junk removal companies, and they're all and of course there is the property manager. So like all of them are kind of is interconnected. They have so, and all of these have been referrals for me. So I'm just hoping that I will continue to build. I've also added one person to my team now.
Oh, that's how we know we're growing as a company. Now we got employees. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So, it's just becoming a millionaire is definitely a goal. But if I don't, I'm not going to feel bad about it because I'm just learning so much. And there
Mm,
is so much joy in this whole journey for me.
mm,
Money, I have barely made any money, to be very honest. But you know what? If you don't invest in the time and the resources,
mm.
then these skills are transferable. I can use it even if I go back to a corporate. I can always use these skills. So it's never time wasted. You just learning new things every single day and
I love it.
practicing and getting better at it.
I love it.
So,
I love it. And how long have you been working with those three clients that you've been working with now?
actually, it's just been, I would say, a month and a half.
Okay, so they're all
My
pretty
first
new. I
client
like
was the
that.
first 3 months. I
Yeah,
launched in March. So
yeah,
March to July was the first three.
mm,
It was like a proof point. And then
yeah,
I took a break in August because I had to visit my mother in India.
sure.
And then I came back, and this particular client, the first client, the real estate client, I had presented to her sometime in, I believe, in May or June. And she had that said, I'm not ready yet. But
Mm.
she came back and
Look
said,
what
I've
you
been
did.
kicking myself why I did not take her. So now she's my full-time client.
I
The
like it.
second client also was having little doubts, but she called me within an hour, said, "Your resume and your presentation was so good. I'd be damned if I don't take this take this." So I got the second one. The third one is a mortgage lender who I'm
Mhm.
presenting to, who was also on board, but I'm presenting his strategy this week. So I do have three, and then of course there are the other prospects, the four prospects that I'm trying to kind of and all of it, like I said, all is based on the performance since March, the numbers that I've been showing them.
Mm,
And of course, my strategy is very strong. And some of them, like a couple of them are low ticket clients.
mm.
It's for them that I'm trying to build a course. Like how
Sure.
can they DIY social media? But if they need help, I can always offer them, weekly sessions like you guys do, right? One-on-ones, or, maybe a group if should they choose to buy my course.
No,
So
100%. That's the
that's
that's the cool thing I think too about marketing is like to an extent, don't get me wrong, like you're obviously helping businesses bring in more customers, more clients, more sales, etc. But in a lot of ways, you're also kind of like a consultant, right? You're kind
correct.
of like guiding the business owner on what's going to make
Yeah,
sense for them, what's going to help them the most, what's going to bring them most traffic, get them the most sales. So like to an extent, like you're also kind of coaching and guiding them throughout the process too, which
right.
again, like if that is in effect like us passing the torch to you and you passing the torch to them, I think that's a pretty awesome thing.
Absolutely. I think Rockstar Marketing Blueprint was definitely a very strong model for me
Awesome.
to kind of replicate in my own little way that, how to really bring value and to really help people that are looking for that, extra income. You guys do such a great job of it, really. And genuinely, it's not about money all the time. I can see the connections and the conversations. It's almost like a big family. I like that. I like
We
that.
try to do. That's what we try to do because
Yeah,
I
and you
think
do a
business
great
gets
job.
like that.
Kudos to you. You do a great job. How the way you mentor everyone, and you really keep us on our place. And you, when need be, you will answer and give us the answers that we are looking for. So you do a great job, phenomenal job. Not even a great job. You do a phenomenal job with it.
And thank you oh so much for that, Mr. Parna. I really do appreciate it. It makes
Absolutely.
me feel good about what I do because,
Of course.
again, like, most of the stuff I've done throughout my career, whether it wasn't directly in business or not, it's always been involved in some shape or fashion of like teaching, coaching, drill sergeant in the army back when I was
Right.
a gym owner. So like I do enjoy this stuff a lot. So
Yeah, the drill sergeant piece of it, I can see. I mean, only a little more watered down version of it. You're not like
I've
asking
I've
us to
definitely
do
taken
jumping
the hat
jacks and
off and calmed
stuff.
down a lot for sure. But
Yeah, for
I guess
sure.
to kind of just close it up, like if you just had to like pick in your brain based off everything that you've seen in the program, everything that we provide, like who do you think this is best for? Like who do you think like this would help the most out there? Like is there an ideal type of person that you think like, hey, look, if they were looking at this, they should just dive in?
I can see where you're going with this. You're asking for the perfect persona. In this case, I'm going to use a little few more marketing terminologies here. I think the right person that could really, really benefit from this course are a couple of them. One, of course, somebody that is, has had experience of running their own business and wants to really understand how to run an ad, a paid ad, say on Facebook or
Sure.
Instagram, because a lot of them are owners, like solopreneurs, small business owners. They don't have the skill set, right? And to pay somebody else to run the ads for them can be expensive proposition for them. Even some people can't even afford $500. Like those are the people that will really benefit from this particular ad campaigns or what have you. The other kind of people would be those who are already experienced and want to learn more. Like people like me, I always want to, what more can I know? What more can I learn that can help me in delivering value to my customers? So there are at least those two type of people that will really benefit from this kind of course. I know there are a lot of them that want to make quick money. There are those as well, and I think this is a great platform for them to learn those skills. So each one for themselves, right? Each one will come with a different purpose. Everybody's goals are different, objectives are different. So in my case, it was learning as much as possible.
That's it, and like I think again, many people should start to take that approach too, because it's not always about just the finances. It's about what you can learn. It's what you can take away. Because realistically, just like Renee talks about all the time, when you do have a monetizable skill, when you do
Yeah,
have something that businesses need, right? You're never going broke again. I can promise you,
exactly.
because you
Yeah,
will always have an abundance of people that you can work with. You'll always have an abundance of people that need your help, and you'll always have an abundance of people that are going to be able to grow your network and help you become more successful, which I think that's the biggest and most important thing about it.
right.
But
Yeah,
I thank you very much for sitting down and
of
having time to
course.
talk to me, Miss Aparna. It's been really great hearing about your journey, and I hope you
Yeah,
keep knocking out with these clients that you've got
thank you.
and start adding a few more on the table now that we got employees. All right,
Yeah.
we got extra people. That means we can take on more work, right?
That's right. Absolutely. I think this particular course has definitely empowered me with, how do you navigate in this whole world of social media marketing? And it has really helped me grow that, build that foundation. So like I say, please take this course if you really want to understand and deepen your knowledge about digital marketing. This is the place to be, and especially Facebook ads and Instagram. And those the technicalities that they teach us is pretty awesome. So
Awesome.
double thumbs up.
Thank you, Miss Aparna. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hope you have a great rest of your day.